Hi, everyone, and welcome to our chat with Rainmakers football player Justin Jefferson. I know that you've been pretty much prepping all week for this, so we are very excited to have you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited as well, for sure.
Amazing. So, we're going to kick things off since we're going to be talking a lot about the holidays, but I've noticed you've had some pretty awesome Halloween costumes, especially the recent one where you're like in the suit and you look small and like the monster. Um, where do you get your inspiration and how do you decide who you want to be?
Well, I wanted to dress up for Halloween this year. I don't really dress up for Halloween often, since I got older. We have the Halloween party as a team, and of course I want to go and show my support and show bond with my teammates. So I had to pick a funny costume. I wanted to pick something that was different from everybody else's, and I figured no one would else have that costume, so I figured it would be funny.
Yeah, I'd imagine not. So favorite Halloween candy then?
Favorite Halloween candy? I'm a big Twix person. I like chocolate. I like the caramel. If they have a Twix in there, I'm definitely grabbing 2, 3 of them.
It's one of my favorites too, so solid pick. And obviously we'll talk football and you've had a pretty incredible career so far, much more to come. But
Thank you.
for you, what's been your biggest highlight, most important achievement thus far?
That's a good question. Oof. That's tough because we've been struggling on the winning side of things as a team, uh, and it doesn't really matter too much about what you get individually if your team is not doing what the whole team expects to do at the beginning of the season. So it's a little tough uh, to say, but I mean individually, just always topping the previous year. Just the expectations of that people put on me to do better than the previous year, and I feel like I've been stepping up to the plate and knocking it out the park. So just continue to find ways to better myself each year and finding new ways to get open and do the things that I do on Sunday. So I feel like my way of learning is my best to say my best way, my best trait.
And I've seen just from the sidelines, and Jordan Addison stepped up, also fight on, former Trojan. Um, but he had a massive game, and you showed a lot of leadership. How do you support your teammates, and how do you pass forward all your skills and hit those team goals together?
Yeah, I'm not a selfish player. I love seeing my teammates perform at the highest that they can. Just as they celebrate for me when I'm out there on the field and making plays. So I'm always going to try to be a help whenever I'm not able to play. Of course, it takes everything for me to go out there and not put on my cleats and helmet and going out there and performing. But if there's any way to help, win the game, I'm going to do whatever it takes. So if I can't put on those cleats, then I'm gonna put on a headset and coach the guys and make sure they're in the game. And I feel like I'm a special person in that locker room. So whatever I say, that's it's more of a encouragement. It's more of a it's more coming from me than I feel to a coach.
And I actually read that your brother is a college football coach. Obviously, you've got a lot more play left in you. But is that something that you've ever thought about, is coaching?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I always would like to be around the game. I have that much love for the game to always want to continue to be around it. Uh, but who knows? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I guess time will tell. But first I have to finish out my career and see where I can go in playing football first.
Makes sense. So getting back to the season and coaching in college, obviously you're going to be playing some of your former college teammates
Mm-hmm.
soon on the calendar. Is that a
Mm-hmm.
game that you have circled,
Oh,
or is that a game?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's always going to be circle whenever I play. Someone that I know closely or I played with before. So it's definitely going to be a fun game, especially because we played each other before. So now that I feel like we're our experiences is kind of higher. We kind of know our position in the league, and we made our place in the league. So to go head to head with them is going to be a joy for sure.
And I have that as December 17th. And also around that time, we're going to be doing our Rainmakers football holiday packs. And a little birdie told me that you're going to be doing a giveaway for our Discord and Rainmakers football family. So before we talk a little bit about that, I have to know, and we already talked about Halloween, but you mentioned you don't normally dress up. So what is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday is Christmas by far. I mean, I always grew up, being with family and friends on Christmas and Christmas Eve. So I always enjoyed having my family together and us celebrating that day. And cutting on the TV and watching the basketball games that's coming on. So it's always fun and always bring back memories. Just thinking about Christmas.
Mm-hmm. So now that you guys have games around Christmas and you're obviously with your team and coaches,
Mhm.
do you guys do a dinner or sort of like some team bonding around the holidays?
Oh yeah, we do like Secret Santa, buying presents and stuff. But once you get to the league, there's a high number that you have to spend. So it's not like just buying toys and buying a phone or something like that. So since we're in the league, we got a little bit more money. We kind of raised the limit a little bit. So it's definitely a joy. But you have to go out and actually buy something for them. So it makes it interesting.
So best gift given or received or both?
I had gave I had gave my coach a Montclair one time Montclair coat that he loved. Um, what did I get last Christmas? I'm trying to think. Trying to think. I don't remember.
I see watches a lot on Instagram. Then they're all
Oh yeah,
sparkly.
watches are always good. I did a watch. I gave both of my pops and my brother watches last year. So that was kind of fire. That was a new thing
Yeah,
that I did. So yeah.
love that. So for Christmas as well as Turkey Day, we're going to be doing a holiday pack. And for Turkey Day, it's going to be one of our biggest Rainmakers contests of the year. And to enter, you have to have like that specific holiday pack. And there are a select few of quarterbacks in there. So I'm wondering, out of all the QBs in the league, like who are your top five? Who would you just really want to be catching balls from?
I mean, Kirko has been lighting it up, especially this year, and especially since I got into the league. So, gotta have Kirk in that. Sadly, he has the injury now, but I know he's going to bounce back as fast as possible, and he's going to support us, throughout that process. But Patrick Mahomes is always a great quarterback to think about. Just his ability to throw the ball and make plays. It's definitely crazy to see in person. But I mean, he has a special talent that no one can really say they have. Who else? Um, I'm always a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I always grew up on watching Aaron Rodgers, watching Tom Brady, watching that Green Bay matchup against the Vikings. So I always enjoyed that and enjoyed watching him and Devontae Adams. So I always enjoyed having him as a quarterback to watch. And Joey B is always going to be one of my favorites. Also, us having that connection in college, and then him transferring into the league and still going crazy. Uh, he definitely is always going to be my top as well.
And speaking of college, we have quite a few community questions. And I'm a diehard Trojan, so I have a lot of football questions, college football questions. But some of our community is wondering, do you still watch any of your former team's games?
Oh yeah, I just watched the LSU Alabama game just this past weekend. We lost, but I felt like it was a great game. They have some great players on the team, and we were expecting them to come to the league soon and do the same things that they're doing on the college field. So I'm always excited to see the players back at my old school and seeing them do well and. I'm always going to have that support. And just like we always say, once a Tiger, always a Tiger.
Yeah, you guys had a little bit of a slower start and people were counting you out, but
For sure.
no,
For sure.
you've definitely
You woke them up a little bit.
Yeah. And speaking of, there's just been a ton of parity in college this season. Do you have any picks for the college football playoff or the Natty?
I mean, Georgia is always going to be up there. I feel like they're dominating at a high level. Um, who else? I mean, Bama. You can put Bama in there. Um, who else? I haven't really been keeping up with everybody for real.
Ohio State's up there as always.
Ohio State,
Michigan,
yeah, Michigan,
some Pac-12 teams. Oregon. We just got
Oregon.
whooped by Washington last weekend. I was there. It was tragic.
I've seen that one. You was there? Wow. I bet that game was fire to go to though.
It was a ton of fun. Lots of scoring, which is
It's
just
always
been
like that in that conference.
Yep. But speaking of, obviously, you had an incredible rookie season. What was the transition from college to the pros like, and how did you find so much success?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like it was that difficult of a transition. I mean, me playing at LSU with the guys that I've played with pretty much was an NFL team itself. With me, Joe, Jamar, and the rest of the guys that we had on that offense and the defense that we had is pretty much like an NFL team. So, I mean, the game itself, I felt like was slower than in college. It's just older guys and more smarter, more technical, know the game more. So I felt like I didn't really, speed it up myself. I just let me be myself and just go out there and play football.
So you set the NFL record for the most receiving yards, and then Jamar Chase actually broke it the next year.
Mm-hmm.
How did that make you feel? Were you excited for him? Were you a little salty about it?
A little mixture of both. A little mixture of both, but I'm always going to support him. I wasn't sitting back and saying, no, don't go get it. I was encouraging him the whole way. I was talking to him throughout the season. We play video games together, and we talk about the games and the matchups that we face. So I definitely was rooting for him to go get it, and
I'm glad that he got to do it, especially with Joe as his quarterback. So uh, got my mixed emotions about it.
Yeah, you have plenty others. It's fine. Speaking of video games, obviously you're known for the gritty, and it was added to Fortnite.
Mhm.
So um, we'll talk the gritty a little bit, and then we're gonna go into video. Well, actually, no. We'll start. You mentioned you play video games? What games do you play?
I play a mixture of everything. I play mostly Madden, Call of Duty, 2K. I play Fortnite a little bit. Um, what else? I've been on the new Spider Man. Uh, what else I play? That's pretty much it for the most part.
Did you see the new Spider-Man movie that came out? I guess it was a couple
I
months
haven't.
ago.
I haven't seen it
Oh,
yet.
it's really good.
I
It's really,
haven't seen
really
it yet.
good.
I
Highly
haven't seen it.
recommend.
I
Um,
might. I might have to go to the movies and see. Is it still in the movies or is it not in the
no,
movies anymore?
I don't think so, but
It's
I'm trying
probably
to
on one
think.
of them little
Yeah,
apps or
and
whatever.
you can probably download it or something.
Yeah.
So when you play Madden, who's like your player? Like, are you yourself or you somebody else?
I'm myself for the most part, but sometimes I'll play with other people if I'm playing on a competitive level, with my other teammates and stuff, and we're just picking randoms and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But for the most part, I enjoy playing with myself. I like grittying when I score and stuff like that. And I like the manifestation, of just scoring and having 200 yards. That's kind of how I feel going into the week.
It's like the pregame warm up.
Right.
So, who's the toughest defender that you've faced in Madden, and then also in like on the field?
Toughest defender I played in Madden, I would have to say was Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is a really good Madden player, and he plays Madden all day, every day. So he's a difficult one I've ever had to beat. And what was the second question?
Like on the field, who's the toughest, like
Uh,
CB or DB?
the toughest. Hmm.
Obviously, no one. You got nothing. You're just like, I'm too good for this.
I'm trying to think who gave me the most difficulty. It's hard to say.
We'll take it. So now to the gritty, and this was one of my favorite questions from MB Fresh, is that you've quickly become a role model for aspiring young athletes, as well as being the gritty ambassador for every kid out there, not just in Minnesota, but nationwide.
Mhm.
Every school out there has kids showing off their best gritty thanks to you. Why did you start doing it, and how has it carried on such a long life?
Yeah, well, first, my mom was the reason what really started it. Because first she was saying that I needed to do something for the fans when I score. Because I just drop the ball and celebrate with my teammates and just go back. And she was saying that I need to give it a little more flavor, get a little more juice. So during that time, I was thinking about what to do, still thinking. And one of Jamar knows a guy back from New Orleans, where he's from. Name His nickname is Gritty, and he started doing this dance, and Jamar started showing me him doing his dance, and we started doing it, and pretty much got everybody, started doing it. And then I was like, man, I'm gonna do this for my celebration when I score. So when I scored my first touchdown in Texas, that's when I first started doing the gritty. So I did the gritty. We all did the gritty of that whole 2019 season in college, and then me coming into the league and my first touchdown, I did the gritty going into the end zone, and then that's what blew it all up. And Now we're here.
So is that forever the touchdown celebration? Have you pulled out any other dances? Will you?
I think, yeah, I think I will. But I feel like me coming into the league and me doing that dance and uh, you know, got Madden to put it on Madden. We got it to put it on Fortnite, so it's on FIFA. So it's on a whole bunch of things, and I feel like people know that it's kind of attached to me. So I feel like I will always do it from time to time, just because of that's who people and kids know me of doing. But I definitely will add in different moves here and there, and different celebrations.
We'll be watching for it for sure. And you mentioned Louisiana. What was the move like from, there and playing college there to going to Minnesota?
Yeah, it was different. It was 100% different. I mean, coming from the South, muggy, humid weather, to freezing cold, negative temperatures. It's definitely something that you got to adapt to, got to get used to. You got to kind of ask around and kind of got to figure out how to move and how to drive and different things is definitely crazy, but once you get here and once you get settled in, it's not a bad place to be. You're focused on football. It's not much to focus on other than that here. So I mean, all you can focus on is the job that you have to get done, the season, and then the people and the fans are great as well. Our stadium and facility is top tier, probably the best in the NFL. So it's not much to really complain about besides the cold. So it's something that we'll take, a few months out the year and in the off season go to the warm weather and be fine.
That's what I was just thinking. What's your favorite vacation or just kind of getaway spot during the off season?
I mean, I mostly spend my time in Miami. I love the South and love the heat. So going from negative temperatures down back to Miami in the 80s and 90s. Uh, that's definitely what I enjoy being around. But I love traveling also. I love being in different tropical places. Of course, going overseas and going to different countries and exploring the world as much as I can. So. Uh, I mean, I just love to be everywhere.
So, favorite place that you traveled, and also I want to know like food as well. Like, what's your favorite cuisine or like cuisine that you've tried traveling?
Yeah. My favorite place is Brazil. Brazil is definitely a great place. Beautiful. The weather was beautiful as well. The people are nice as well, and it was just a great time. Being out there for like a week and just catching the vibe and being around the people that we were around, and it was a fun time. And the favorite food, I'm a big seafood person, so anything with seafood in it, I pretty much enjoy.
I figure that's a little bit harder to find the further
100%,
north you go.
100%, 100%. So I kind of gotta put my taste buds aside and kind of gotta suck it up sometimes when I don't like it as much, but it got a little bit good taste in it. So I kind of just gotta suck it up and enjoy it.
You mentioned how cold it gets. Is it harder to play, do you think, in like the really, really hot, like muggy temps, or is it harder to play in like the bone chilling cold with like wind and potentially snow?
Oh no, it's worse to play in the snow and the cold temperatures. I mean, to be out there in the freezing cold and you can't feel your fingers, you can't feel your
Mhm.
toes. It's not something you want to be in. So I rather the warm temperatures. I rather being comfortable, warm, and feeling all of my fingers and toes.
Yeah, you need those extremities.
Right.
I also saw that your dad played college basketball.
Yeah.
Growing up, did you play basketball as well? When did you decide that football was going to be your thing?
Yeah, I played basketball first. That was the first sport that I played. Um, yeah, we all played basketball. Actually, all three of us, me and my two older brothers, played basketball. Growing up, we figured that was the thing, just because our pops did it. Uh, but once my older brother started playing football, of course the two younger brothers followed along. We started playing football and kind of started to enjoy that more. Kind of got attached to it. Uh, Loved the objective of the game. Hitting and scoring and catching the ball, throwing the ball, and it was just fun growing up and playing. Football and traveling and going to LSU games and just having so much going on. So we kind of stuck to football after we kind of got attached at a young age.
Yeah, and you guys all went to the same college. Did you
Yeah.
follow in their footsteps? Was that like your dream school?
Not really. I always grew up saying that, like, I hated when people said I was the younger brother of my older brothers. I hated that saying. I hated when people announce me as that. So I always was saying that I wanted to make a name for myself. Uh, so it wasn't really about that was my dream school, and just because my brothers went, that's where I was going to go. It just so happened for me to go there. Um, but the connection that I already had is something that you really can't find uh, too many other places. Just to have a environment that you already know of. You know the coaches, you know the players, and around your way around the campus and stadium and everything. So it felt like home just being there. But I definitely didn't feel pressured to be there and go
Well, I think that you've definitely made a name for yourself. So that goal has been achieved.
there. That was definitely the goal.
Maybe a Super Bowl next or something
For
along
sure.
those lines.
That's next. That's next.
Well, we are out of time, and this has been so awesome. But I know
Mhm.
that you have far more important things to do, like team stuff. So I don't want to keep you. But thank you again for joining us. Thank
Of
you
course.
for previewing and talking about our Rainmakers football holiday
Of course.
packs.
Of
Thank you
course.
for being an ambassador for our community. We were all very excited to have you today. So
Thank you for having me. It's always exciting to talk football and talk about my life, and it just always brings back memories. Just thinking about the old times and being with my brothers, and just the work of getting to this point of my career. So, thank you for having me. It's always a great talk.
absolutely.